What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? All right, y'all. Now I gotta come on here, share that I'm going live. We're gonna get into it. Let's see. This one might not be as long. I say that every time. I say one ain't gonna be as long as the other, and I end up being on their mug for a little minute. So I'm gonna start saying that. All right, let me share that I'm going live. I'm getting to my live. Getting to my live. I'm ready for these topics today. Boy. Okay. All right. All right, perfect. Thank y'all so much for tuning in and welcome to the All Things Life and Sports Show with Kylan Thomas. That's me. I'm your host, Kylan Thomas. Let's just jump and get straight right into it. Chris Canty, be on ESPN, was on First Take with Stephen A. And Cam Newton was on that episode, saying that Joe Burrow is not NOT, saying Joe Burrow is not an elite quarterback. You know what I'm saying? It was said that Joe Burrow is not an elite quarterback. His logic, I first saw the headline. I said, what? But you gotta dive in deeper and actually look at the video and actually look at what they're talking and saying. And that's what we're gonna do about Cam Newton later on. Because I said the same thing when I saw the headline by him saying he'll rather keep his MVP than win the Super Bowl. Canty's logic behind that is Joe Burrow cannot be an elite quarterback because the podium, there's only three spots: gold, silver, bronze. Gold, you will put everybody right now, we will put Patrick Mahomes. Silver, you probably put Josh Allen. Bronze, you probably put Lamar Jackson. So his point was bronze, silver is three spots on the podium. We gotta start giving the runner up to the runner up to the runner. And I'm gonna put it in. He said, I don't want to take words out of my mouth. We're gonna play it exactly what he said, word for word. Canty. So it can only be three elite quarterbacks in the NFL at one time? That's what we're doing now. It can only be three elite quarterbacks in the NFL at one time. Before I really dive into it, let me just show y'all and play what Chris Canty actually said about Joe Burrow and kind of his reasoning as to why he does not have him as an elite quarterback in the NFL.
Quarterback, and we've got to get out of this.
Canty.
We've got to get out of this thing where we want to anoint everybody an elite quarterback.
Who's there?
I just say it. We can't give the runner-up to the runner-up to the runner-up elite quarterback status. There ain't but three spots on the medal stand. When we start talking about the podium, it's a gold medal slot, it's a silver medal spot, and it's a bronze medal spot.
Okay.
All right? The fourth place guy don't get an acknowledgement. And that's where I'm at with the Joe Burrow of it all. I think when you look at the big three, when you look at what Patrick Mahomes has done, when you look at what Lamar Jackson has done, when you look at Josh Allen's body of work, those guys have done more in this league in terms of being able to validate their abilities as a quarterback. When it comes to being able to acknowledge the level of player that you are, we got a couple of ways we measure that in the league. It's Super Bowl rings, it's MVPs, and it's all pros. Joe Burrow ain't got none of those. Joe Burrow's claim to fame is once upon a time, 4 years ago, beat Patrick Mahomes in a playoff game on his way to losing the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, that doesn't give you elite status.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna stop it there. We're gonna stop it there. Chris Canty. I hate to do this. And what I'm about to say, here go YouTube. I hate to do this, but I'm gonna help Cam Newton out because I got where you were coming from, but I'm gonna help you and articulate it more for you. Canty, it's about the team. It's a team game. Football is a team game. Okay. For you to sit up here and say Joe Burrow is not elite because there can only be, it's a podium, it can only be 3 elite quarterbacks at one time. He doesn't have the body of work that Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson have. So he can't be elite. He's not considered elite. What body of work? We're gonna go dissect. We know Mahomes. What body of work Josh Allen got? Josh Allen got 1 second team all pro. Okay, he ain't got no Super Bowl, no MVP, but you said all pro. Josh Allen got 1 second team all pro. Josh Allen is 7-6 in the playoffs. Okay. Lamar got the all pro, MVPs, no Super Bowl. Lamar is about to be, I get it. And I'm going to say this, I'm going to preface this. The reason why Lamar is always going to be in the talk and the hunt for MVPs is because he's going to have the rushing yards and the style in which he rushes along with the passing yards. That's not Joe Burrow's game. You're talking about a quarterback who's first in passing yards. I believe he's also first in touchdowns, and you don't believe that he's elite. If only he had a good defense. I mean, he lost games to the Ravens where he put up 38, he put up 35. Like the loss to the Steelers, he put up 38. They lost 44-38. I mean, what do you want the man to go out there and play defense too? Do you want the man to go out there and kick too? Like this season, he's first in touchdowns, first in yards, quarterback. Top three in QBR. That's only behind Allen and Lamar. Okay. 2021. And mind you, Joe Burrow got into the league in 2020. These guys have been in before him. Joe Burrow is 5-2 in the playoffs. Out of them 3, out of him, Allen, Lamar, he's the only one to have beaten Patrick Mahomes. The only one. So by your logic, and that's why I say I hate to do this, but by your logic, if you're talking top 3, I'm going to have to push Lamar off. Josh Allen beat Lamar twice in the playoffs. Joe Burrow got the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow took down the guy that none of them could take down. Josh Allen, the only quarterback to have lost 4 straight times to the same quarterback, the same man. Joe Burrow took that guy down. So if I had to take somebody off, it would be Lamar. How could you put Lamar in over Joe Burrow? Lamar's 3-5 in the playoffs. Granted, I get the MVPs, but y'all telling me stats. That's why Lamar gonna get it. Stats. When if you actually look at the definition of the MVP, most valuable player, if you look at the definition, you would pick Saquon or Josh Allen. I don't even think Lamar should have won the most recent one he just won, I think 2023. I don't even think he should have won that one because if it's based on stats, Josh Allen should have got that one. Dak Prescott should have got that one. So other than that, what else has Lamar done? What else has he done? And we're going to get into Cam later, but it's like another Cam. Got an MVP. At least Cam made it to the Super Bowl. It's that star power, the swag in which Lamar does it when he runs is how it looks, and it's the highlight. And we all know that plays a role in when we doing the MVP votings. Joe Burrow came into the league in 2020. I think been in at 5. 2 of them he was hurt. Okay. And of the 3 seasons Joe Burrow has played, he's thrown for almost 5,000 yards in each season. 2022, he had 4,475, so 25 away from 4,500 yards. 2021, 4,611 yards, 34 touchdowns. 2022, 4,475 yards, 35 touchdowns, Super Bowls. This season, 4,918 yards, 43 touchdowns. It's the playoff. But I can pick 3 out of them games they lost. I can pick 3 in which he put his team in position to win, and defense coaching screwed them. It got to a point in the season, I did a video on it, and I said, if I'm Joe Burrow at this point, I probably want out of Cincinnati. I want out of Cincinnati. I mean, we talking about Jaguar. We talking about we wasting Trevor and shit. Bengals are wasting Joe. At this point, I would want out of Cincinnati. The first meeting against the Ravens, they lost 41-38. He put up 38 points and lost. Like the first game of the season, I told you, against the Steelers, put up 38 and lost. Those are games in which they should have won. I'm like, damn, it's at some point he gonna put up 100, and the other team gonna have 101, and we still gonna blame Joe Burrow. He's not elite. But that first meeting, they lost 41-38. Now, he did throw the pick late in the fourth. But then Lamar turned around and had his turnover, dropped the snap. That was an OT. But you say Lamar is elite. Okay? All the Bengals had to do was kick the field goal. And I said, Zach Taylor, do not get up here being cute and trying to just run little ticky-picky-tack runs and kicking the field goal. I said, no, still come out, run efficiently, run an actual run play, run the ball with some meaning and some purpose. They didn't do that. They felt their kicker already had it set up. I think they were just trying to get the downs, cut time. I'm like, bro, you just need a field goal. We in OT. They lost their possession. They fumbled away their possession. Now you just got to kick the field goal. He was in position, but I'm like, damn, y'all could have got him some more yards. Sure enough, here goes Zach Taylor. Called 2 little putty-put runs. And the kicker just absolutely shanked it. Absolutely shanked it. And that's an L on Joe Burrow record. That's shown as an L on his record. But he had them in position. They was in position. If the kicker makes that field goal on the OT, they win that game. Earlier in the season, the loss against the Chiefs, the 1-point loss where the Chiefs made the field goal to win the game. But how did they make that field goal? Tell me, Houseway. How did the Chiefs manage to pull that out? It was 4th and 16. Mahomes just threw some shit up. Defensive pass interference. Put him in position, make the field goal, Chiefs win. That's another instance of Joe Burrow had his team in position to win. Defense let him down. And y'all can say, oh, it was tic-tac. The Chiefs get all the calls. He was there early. This goes to the conversation of when it's the end of the game, do you let them ride it out? Or if you call it in the first quarter, you got to call it in the fourth quarter. First or fourth. Let me get that right, oh my God, let me get that right, because some of we know what I'll be talking about. So, another instance where he gave his team a shot to win and they didn't pull it out. Second meeting against the Ravens, they lost 35-34. It's another over 30-point game. They still somehow managed to lose. And what did Joe Burrow do? Let a game-tying touchdown, or so we thought. Zach Taylor wants to go for 2. Like, Why not just kick the field goal? Let's get another. We can go in OT again. Just kick the field goals. What are you doing? In the play call, if you're going to go for 2, go right back to Jamar Chase. Go right back to Jamar Chase. I actually want to show y'all and pull up that play. Them last 2 plays I want to show y'all. The touchdown he had to Jamar Chase, and then let me see the touchdown to Jamar, and then the 2-point that 2-point conversion that transpired after. Because I just want y'all to see this according to Chris Canty, this is not an elite quarterback. According to Chris Canty, this is not an elite quarterback. Got to make sure I can hit it.
To the right. Looks that way. Throws that way. Caught. Chase. What a nice touchdown. 38. Well, this is as good as the first meeting this year.
But you got a rookie corner in Wiggins, and you got a linebacker here in Simpson, and you got 2 guys that take the flat. The read is you got an underneath receiver and you got a deep receiver. You're supposed to only be reading one defender, but there's 2 guys that take the underneath receiver, and he's able to go up and over both of them in a spectacular.
Now that's not an elite quarterback according to Chris Canty. But they put him in position. All they had to do was kick the field goal. We would have been tied. We'll be going back to OT. Another game between the Ravens and Bengals that would have been in OT. To do this, they decide to run this.
Chase to the left side. To the right goes. Incomplete at the goal line. Washington breaking it up.
I'm gonna show it to y'all again. Thought it was gonna slow more. Look at this. This is the 2-point. This is the 2-point play. The Bengals and Zach Taylor decide to go with after the amazing touchdown throw Joe Burrow just had to Jamar Chase to even get us in this position. Instead of just kicking a field goal, this is what they decided to go to.
The left side. To the right side he goes. Incomplete.
So Chris Canty, based on your logic, there can only be 3 elite quarterbacks in the NFL. So I guess we can't have Brady, Manning, Rodgers, Roethlisberger, Phillip Rivers, Breeze. Did I say Breeze? I don't know if I said Breeze. That's him right there. I'm just calling off the top, off the dome. So based on your logic, Chris Canty, out of all them quarterbacks I just named, take away 4, pick your best 3, and they the only elite quarterbacks in the NFL. We can't have more than 3 elite quarterbacks in the NFL. It's like Cam Newton said that we're gonna get to him because it's funny how it ties together. Everybody's not gonna have a team to be able to, or the coaching, or it's so much that we can look at this Chiefs team. Joe Brady F Josh Allen. That play calling F the Bills. Why continue to do the QB sneak to the left when they know you do it to the left and you ain't got it and you continue to go back to it? Everybody's not going to have a team. Everybody's not going to have a coaching to be able to pull out wins and get to Super Bowls or win Super Bowls. The fact Joe Burrow has gotten to one and he's been in the league 2 less seasons than Lamar, than Josh Allen. You giving me he don't got the body of work that these guys have? They've been in the league 2 more seasons than him. Lamar is 3-5 in the playoffs. Josh Allen is 7-6. Joe Burrow is 5-2. So can we even give a? Let's do it like this. Where was Josh Allen 5 years in his career? Where was Lamar Jackson 5 years in his? And compare it that way. But you think them guys elite? Why? Because Lamar got 2 MVPs, which one of them was debatable because this year y'all telling me is stats. Well, one of them, this more recent one, if we're going off stats, it should have been Josh Allen or Dak Prescott. So look at it that way. Like Chris Canty, he's closed off. He's closed off to just this season, and I get it because they missed the playoffs. So he's just looking at how this season transpired. But then again, when it looked at the Rights and the Bengals ain't had no shot at all to make the playoffs, all he did was just led them to a 5-game win streak, where the defense actually showed up. The defense in 3 of them games only gave up 6, 17. I forgot one, I think. And then we could check. In that last little stretch, the Bengals gave up 17, 6, and then 20 to the Cowboys. He ain't have to put up 30, 35, 40 points to win. I'm like, where was this defense in the beginning of the season? Had we had that against the 2 games against the Ravens, had we had that against the game against the Chiefs, those are 3 wins right there. Had he had a defense and competent coaching, those are wins. So Chris Canty, Joe Burrow is an elite quarterback. There can be more than 3 elite quarterbacks in the NFL at a given time. If people can say Brock Purdy was elite after one miraculous season, Joe Burrow is an elite quarterback. Okay? Joe Burrow is an elite quarterback. Now the transition to the other sport, the other major sport in our beautiful country, the NBA. Adam Silver. I try not to be that person coming on here saying Adam Silver is ruining the NBA. I wouldn't say he's ruining it, but he's allowed things to happen. And now he's trying to backtrack and fix the things that he's allowed because he's seen it's backfired. So he's trying to fix those things while changing this to try to make it better, to try to get the fan to want to watch. Bro, if you would have just left it at what the NBA was, when guys would actually just come out, play, compete, do what they supposed to do, earn their money, we'll be good. You allowed the players to make more money, but playing less. They making more, but playing less. This load managing. The horrible officiating. Spending 5,000 years to review one play. The flagrant foul. That's on you, Adam Silver. You got to talk to your ref associations. That's on you when what you're allowing in your game. I'm not saying he's ruining the NBA, but this is not the. I used to be. You could ask my parents, like my people. I used to like to watch NBA more than NFL. I came to the NFL after the NBA, and I can't even watch the NBA no more. I watch the NBA when the playoff come. That's when I tune into it. I watch here and there because I do still like to talk about it. But it's one of those, I got it. If I had to, I can look, dissect, talk about it. I don't have to continuously watch it like I used to. I just can't. It's hard to watch. So I don't want to say he's ruining the game, but he's trying to go back and fix things that he's allowed that they used to not do or allow, and adding new things that it's just so different than from what the average or what the general fan what we're used to. It's turned us off. And to say all that and saying now they were talking about playing less games. Okay, I get that. Okay, I don't agree, but see here, when you go to talking about stuff like that, how does it impact records? That's going to impact records because now these new guys coming up, they're playing less games than those guys that had them 82 games. So they ain't going to have the opportunity to get certain records. Now you're going from talking about playing less games to now you're talking about only playing 10-minute quarters. You just keep trying to change stuff. And I'm going to put the clip in here. He pretty much saying because the television viewing audience is going to sit and tune in for that period of time to watch a 12-minute quarters as if they would a 10. Bruh, them 2 minutes that you're going to make up for each quarter, most of that is just, if I'm watching an official review a call for 5 minutes, I'm turning the TV. It don't take that long. It don't take in this It's boring. The NBA has become boring. I can't even. I can't pinpoint it. If you in here, put in the chat. What is it? Like the NBA has just become boring. Then, okay, you try to do the in-season tournament. Okay, I'm like, okay. But again, that's something new that the general fan we are not used to watching. We are not used. What I'm still confused at this point of this in-season tournament. Like there's still confusion as what is this? Like what's the incentive? There's no real incentive. You want to know what they get if they win the in-season tournament? $500,000. If I'm already making $55 million a year, what is $500,000 gonna do for me? If these guys send out load management, you think they care about their teammate at the bottom of the bench that could really use that $500,000? Some of them do, all of them don't. When I got the Lakers winning the in-season tournament but suck in the playoffs, does that give the in-season tournament credibility at all? They're not taking the stuff serious. We don't have our stars doing the dunk contest anymore. I can't name you a player that's in the dunk contest. I can give you Matt McClung because I done seen him like TikTok. I know Matt McClung from years ago. He was dunking. Then he managed to get in the G League, NBA. That's why he there. So we already knew Matt McClung. I couldn't name you nobody else in that dunk contest. Jordan them used to do the dunk contest. Our best player, the players who we love to watch, used to do the dunk contest. Then you change the. What is it? Somebody, what up? What is it? FW Outdoors. Then the dunk contest. Thank you so much for liking whoever liked. Then the dunk contest. Not dunk contest. All-Star game, the actual game. You change the format. You want to do the draft then and not. Oh, I look, y'all. I try not to be that person. And I'm gonna show y'all this Pro Bowl shit. This precision pass and Drake made. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. Like, I get it. You're just trying to change stuff. Maybe this will work, but just get it back to the competitive game where everybody played and you're good. Stop with these soft, whining players. All of these flagrant. Any foul is flagrant. Refs getting in their feelings when the players come check them and try to ask them why you called this, why you called that. Then you get mad. You throw a tech on that player. Just take all that out and we good. Take it back to the regular all-star format, East versus West. I liked it the first year of the draft, but then it got to being the same players. It was LeBron and Giannis drafting. And then you put the draft on inside the NBA. Like it's after the season, it's over. Like it's hit or it's miss. Then the player who the fans voted, the player who got the most fan votes, LaMelo Ball, is not an all-star. And then you're gonna be confused when the fan rains down. What the player we voted, he's not in it. And you wonder why the NBA where it is. But let me play this clip of Adam Silver talking about why or his thoughts on going to the 10-minute quarters and kind of why he wants to go to the 10-minute quarters for the television or viewing audience. Like, but just leave this is the prime example. Just leave stuff how it is. Everything ain't got to be changed. Like, then we'll get
something else that I'm a fan of, and I'm probably in a minority. As we get more involved in global basketball, the NBA is the only league that plays 48 minutes. And I am a fan of 4 10-minute quarters. I'm not sure that many others are. I mean, putting aside what it means for records and things like that, I think that a 2-hour format for a game is more consistent with sort of modern television habits. I don't think people in arenas aren't asking us to shorten the game, but I think as a television program, being 2 hours. That's Olympic basketball is 2 hours. College basketball, of course, is
Yeah, but
is
if
40
you
minutes.
like it, I'd say it has kind of a little bit of a push there.
Yeah, but it's such a dramatic change to the game. I mean, I think something like that would have to be talked more about over time. I mean, something else.
So that's Adam Silver talking about. He said Burrow is elite. They ain't missed. If you could have came, I opened up with that because I agree. I don't know what Canton's thinking only 3 quarterbacks can be elite. That was horrible. I spent almost like 20 minutes on that. But you make the quarters 10 minutes. How's that gonna change? I'm trying to figure out how is changing the quarters to 10 minutes gonna help the game? That's what I want to know from Adam Silver. Is changing the quarter from 10 minutes gonna make me somebody who, like I said, I used to watch the NBA more than NFL. I can't do it. I can't do it. How is changing the 10 minutes gonna make somebody like me we got away gonna make us want to tune back in and watch? You want me to tell you how you fix the game? Stop all these players from all the load management, but you tried to do that. You went back and backtracked on that. Now you got to play a certain amount of games in order to win any awards. You shouldn't have allowed it in the first place. See, that's what you're trying to go fix things because it didn't work out. So now you're trying to backtrack. No. And we said they should have kept it exactly. That was they should have kept the game the same. Should have kept the All-Star game at East versus West. I don't get this in-season tournament. If had it been like the college football playoffs, now not automatic home, but if you win the East in-season tournament, you get an automatic playoff bid. I guarantee their ass is gonna play and take that shit serious then. But you can't really do that because a team like, let's just say a sorry team like the Wizards. Oh, they win the in-season tournament. They could be sorry all season, but you win the in-season tournament and you're in the playoffs. So I didn't get the idea behind the in-season tournament. Okay, you do the play-in. We work our ass off to be a top 8 seed, just to still potentially go home because of a play-in. If we've struggled and battled all season and somehow managed to pull out a couple of wins to get that last playoff spot, that was cinema back before this play-in. That's what that's what we watch towards the end of the season. Them teams that's on the bubble, like them teams that they win this amount of game, their team lose, and they could get that AC. That don't matter no more. It don't. Like, again, they should have just left stuff the same and just stop be more harder or harsh on play your games and stop making everything soft. It's become so soft. Anytime a player combats a call or anything, it's a flagrant. Like, just change that and then we good. We're good. Transitioning on, we into Cameron Newton from Georgia, where I'm from. When I saw this headline, when Cam Newton said, the headline read, Cam Newton says he wouldn't trade his MVP for a Super Bowl. When I first read, I said, huh? Like, I was mad because I'm an athlete myself. I want to win. But I do want those personal accolades for myself as well. I say, you know what? Let me go and listen to the actual video and what Cam said and kind of get a sense on what he's talking about instead of just reading the headline. And I'm going to play and listening to what he said, I understand why he said what he said. And I'm going to help him articulate it a little bit more because I know where he's coming from and I know what he's talking about. But here's Cam Newton on pretty much, here, let me see, let me go back. Saying he would rather keep his MVP and not win the Super Bowl.
It doesn't matter. It pales in comparison to a championship. We've got a former league MVP right here on the set right now in Cam. I ask you, Cam, if you could give back that league MVP for a Super Bowl championship, would you do it?
No.
Oh.
Really?
Really?
Why?
Because you have to ask it through lens. That was a very journalistic viewpoint or vantage point or response, Stephen A. I'll ask you this question, and just to pose this thought: what's more important, impact or championships? You look at a guy like Allen Iverson, or you stood up on the table and blah 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 blah. Everybody's not going to be Michael Jordan. Everybody's not going to be Patrick Mahomes. Everybody's not going to be these individuals who have the luxury of saying, hey, I not only dominated this sport, but I also have championships to back it. Like, let me remind you, Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. Respectfully, Nick Foles won a Super Bowl. So, yes, when you look at those guys and you say, okay, what's more important? Would you have preferred to win a Super Bowl? I think that's the humble approach. But if we're being honest, the impact of you holding yourself accountable to say everybody has a responsibility to do. And you can say as an MVP award winner or an All-American, you've held yourself or you've held your end of the bargain down. That's what it really comes down to.
So that little end part, pretty much what Cam Newton is saying is, I did my job. In order to win an MVP in the NFL, that's the best player, the most valuable player. So you were great that season. You were great that season. Let me put emphasis on that because we're gonna get into that. You were great that season. That I feel like out of any sport, any award, NFL MVP might be the greatest award you can win out of all sports. That's like we're talking about regular season awards, not Super Bowl MVP, Finals MVP. I would take winning an NFL MVP over winning an NBA MVP. That's just me. To win an NFL MVP, you had to have been great. So Cam's point is, I did what I was supposed to do. So let's look into why didn't we win the Super Bowl? Like you said, everybody's not going to have the team, the coaching to be able to pull out a Super Bowl win. But Cam, I'm going to say this. Again, like I said, I hate to do this because I love Cam Newton too. But Cam, outside of that MVP season, what have you done? What have you done? I feel like folks remembered, like you said, impact. They would have remembered had you finished off and won that Super Bowl rather than you winning the MVP. So outside of that season, what have you done, Cam? Now, and I'm gonna give my perspective because, like I said, I'm gonna give my perspective after kind of breaking this down. But after Cam rookie season, he ain't never throw for 4,000 yards again in his career. He only has one first team All-Pro. He's only made the Pro Bowl 3 times. He's been in the NFL like 10, 11 years. I saw that was shocking to me, given the way he plays and his gameplay. Like I said, he's like Lamar. He's always going to have the rushing along with the passing. But Cam never threw for under 10 interceptions in his career. Every season he's played fully healthy, he's had at least 10 interceptions. So that's that. So when I actually looked and broke down Cam Newton's career, I understand why he would rather take that MVP than a Super Bowl. That's why he brought up Brad Johnson. That's why he brought up Trent Dilfer winning the Super Bowl. Because had he not had that MVP, he probably would just be, oh yeah, Cam Newton, he was this, he had this, he rushed, he da 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 da. But he got that MVP. So he'll take that. I'll take that. I had an impact. I was the best player in the league at a certain point. We good. That 2015 season from Cam, that season just alone was like the dabbing, the Superman, the swag, the culture, like all that season was Cam. Joe Burrow, all that season was Cam. Oh yeah, somebody said Joe. Now I said Joe Burrow. But again, that's why Cam Newton would rather have an MVP than the Super Bowl. But then I go back and look to when you first started. You was a part of the Gators team in 2008 that won the championship. That ain't work out. So then you go to Blinn, JUCO in Texas. You win the NJCAA championship there. Then you transfer to Auburn. You win the Natty and you win the Heisman. Then you get drafted number 1 overall. Cam Newton ain't never win no Super Bowl. That's your career trajectory. So had he not, you never won the Super Bowl. Had he not won on MVP, he would have just been another star to say, for lack of a better word. He just would have been another quarterback who had a season or who had a splurge. He would have been another quarterback that ain't panning out. But he could say, I got that MVP. I got that MVP. Cam, had you won that Super Bowl, you would have been the only quarterback in history to have a Heisman, a Natty, a NFL MVP, and a Super Bowl win. Marcus Allen did all that. He was a running back. You would have been the only quarterback to have that. But like I said, in diving into Cam's career, because outside of 2015 in the Super Bowl, here's Cam. 2013, lost in the divisional round of San Francisco. They only put up 10 points. 2014, another loss in the divisional. 2015, that Super Bowl MVP. After the Super Bowl, 2016, they were 6-10, last in the NFC South. Okay, 2017, 11-5. 2018, 7-9. Then 2019, he got hurt, and after that was it. Cancel criminal, because after that year, he went to the Patriots, and we know how that panned out. So I feel like in watching and listening to him talk about it, I feel like more so Cam would rather take that MVP than the Super Bowl, because he knew, and which is why he mentioned everybody's not going to have the opportunity to win a Super Bowl, or the team to win a Super Bowl. So I'd rather take my individual award, because without that individual award, Cam probably would be a bust. He was a number one pick. That 2015 Cam run was magical. Without that, would Cam be on First Take? Would we have talked about Cam the way we talked about him? Even after all that, it's how he dresses, how he showed up to the press conferences. Without that 2015 run, would we talk about Cam Newton the way we do? And when we do, we mention that run, or we mention how he is now on the podcast and all that. No, so that's why Cam Newton would take the MVP. I don't got no problem with it. To give my personal perspective, he said, who I think gonna win the Super Bowl? I think the Chiefs. They gonna three-peat, and we ain't gonna. I hope they three-peat and we don't hear from them no more. That's what I hope. I think they're gonna win and they're gonna pull it out. But like I said, Cam Newton, if y'all actually, for those of y'all that didn't watch, I already played it, but actually go and look at and listen to what he's saying, and you'll see why he would rather take. It's kind of sad, because like I said, outside of the MVP season, he ain't got nothing else on his resume. So that's why he'll take it. But from my personal perspective, and which is why I get where he's coming from, I'm an athlete myself. I play soccer. Okay. Kind of like him, that black quarterback, like somebody in here mentioning, that black quarterback, the stigma, because you can't read a playbook, or you can't do, they only can run. They can't throw consistently. I kind of deal with that in soccer. I play goalie. You can see me go on the field, walk on the field. I already look different than the girls that's out there. Majority of the times, I'm the only black girl out there. It's either probably just me or only like one or two of us out there. Then when I get in the goal, do my thing, I move, do things differently than any other girl do anyway. Because that's just me. I look different. I got the locks, So I'm already, just to give y'all an idea, I get where Cam is coming from. The journey I've went through, because I eventually want to play pro. That's what I'm working towards now. That's why I made the move. I'm training in it. I want to go pro. I feel like for what I've been through, it would mean more for people coming up like me if I had that individual success. The best goalie of the NWSLer. That would mean more than me just winning. Because if I won, if I was just a part of a team that won, if I had teammates, forwards that can just score, I ain't really have to do much. You were just a part of a winning team. But if I had that individual success, that would be more helpful for girls coming up like me, because that'll show, oh shit, yeah, she fine. She won this. I'm gonna put it to for those that probably don't really watch soccer stuff. She was the MVP of the NWSL. She's shown that these type of players can come in and play. That's where Cam coming from. I think Cam was the first black quarterback to win the MVP. That's where he's coming from. So for those of y'all that probably didn't really watch the full video, or don't get on Cam neck. Like you said, everybody's gonna be humble and say I'd rather win a Super Bowl, but no. Some guys, yes, but if you great like Cam Newton, you want that individual success. I guarantee Lamar, he want to win. I guarantee he happy about that. He probably gonna get the third MVP. When it's all said and done, how many quarterbacks in the NFL got 3 MVP? In history, how many of them would have 3 MVP? So that's where Cam coming from. But we're going to finish it off. I'm so grateful for y'all in the chat. Thank y'all for liking, subscribe. I do this Wednesdays at 6, Friday, Saturday at 8. I just want to come on. Look, Friday, Saturday going to pretty much different. Times different. He's talking about, who do you think tell these refs to hand out text like candy? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's on Adam Silver. Like it's on you how you want to run your league. That's on you. Get your refs association. Get them. Hey, we got to stop this. Let these guys play. We ain't see this under David Stern. But I want to finish, because going into, like I was just talking about, the NBA and the All-Star game, that all this is watered, the stuff is watered down. The Pro Bowl. I just want to show y'all this. This is a quarterback. This is a quarterback that's in the Pro Bowl. It's the watered down so bad, man. Like this, Drake May is a quarterback in the Pro Bowl. I'm gonna show y'all what Drake May did in the precision passing. Now, this is something a quarterback should perform well in. You're hitting targets. This is what you do. It's a Pro Bowl court. I just want to show y'all what he did. They were talking about. We talking about these leagues and
points from the NFC side and Jared Goff. Let's bring Peyton Manning in. What are you seeing here from Drake? What's the strategy after you've watched a couple guys so far?
He just throws it so effortlessly, and we finally had a little pep talk about our trivia, about how important that is. I went over lots of information in our